When I think about how I want people to feel after they've used a Sprouted planner, I think about the words relieved and freedom. I want them to finish their planning session and feel that relief and freedom that comes with using these planners, and freedom that our planners offer. That's because they're designed with these 3 core elements in mind: intentionality, reflection, and simplicity. If you've been around here for a while, I know you already know this, so I'm just gonna go through really quick for all the new people and everyone in the back. When we can get all that noise out of our head and onto paper, that's relief. When there's no labeled boxes that holds you in a hostage of shoulds, you can plan in a way that's meaningful to you, and that is freedom. Designing the 2023 planners, I wanted to keep those core elements the same, because that is what everyone is raving about. Everyone is raving about how the layouts are really helpful, and the unlabeled boxes are so appreciated so that they can customize the planner to their own needs. I also wanted the messaging to remain the same, that no matter what season of life you're in, these planners will work for you. Again, so many of you know the founding story of Sprouted Planner, but for those that haven't, here's the real quick version too. The last 6.5 years have been a doozy. In the midst of transitioning to motherhood, my beloved dad was diagnosed with ALS. If you don't know what ALS is, your muscles slowly stop working until you are paralyzed. It affects your breathing as well as your ability to talk and swallow, and it will just keep going until it kills you. It is brutal. 2 years after his diagnosis, my dad died, and everything about that experience has profoundly changed me. 1 month after he died, I found out I was pregnant with my son. All of this while working in a Fortune 125 corporate company. I moved a couple times. After I had my son, I quit working, and then a global pandemic, then starting a business, and let's throw some depression in the mix too. Why not? It's just been a whirlwind. And here's the thing, my story is not unique at all. The details, yes, but the extreme joys, the changes of life, the heartbreaks, the losses, and just the roller coaster of everyday life, of every day, that is the same for everybody. That's everyone's story, which is why Sprouted Planner is designed the way it is. Even amongst the hardest times, there's a few anchors that really carried me through. Number 1, being intentional. So that is setting your mind to what you are going to do. It's your highest and corest, is that a word? Corest? It's deciding what your highest and core values are and setting your mind to acting off of those. You set your mind to the actions you are going to do based on your values. Number 2, reflection. During that time moved so slow, yet it moved so fast. I think everyone's time does this, and I think it is especially true in times of crisis. So what really helped ground me was regular reflection. It helped me document what was going on. It also helped me process what had all happened and what was happening. And then it helped me make informed decisions about my future actions. Number 3, simplicity. When all this stuff is going on, I stripped everything down, which is really part of the reason why I quit working after I had my son. Life just was so complicated, and we had to simplify. So I simplified my life, and I still try to this day to live as simply as possible, because life is so complicated as it is that if you can live a simple life amongst a complicated world, then you will find more peace. Hence, those 3 core elements were built into the planners and continue into the 2023 planners. Now that we've talked about the why, let's talk about the what. This is the really fun part. Let's talk about the planners. It's time to show you the covers for 2023. Okay, so the 2023 planners are gonna be dated. There's only gonna be the dated option, no more undated as of right now. So dated, and there's 2 versions. We have the weekly version and the daily version. Once again, I worked with the amazing Carla Pomanis, who did the cover designs and the color decisions. This time around, she created a palette of colors for the planners that we are going to be using this time and future forward. And so that way all the covers, even though they're very different, they will still blend together really nicely. I have 3 cover offerings again this year, just like last year. I wanted one to be really colorful. I wanted one to be a little more simple with florals or leaves. And then I wanted a third one to be neutral. So without further ado, here are the 2023 covers. Starting with Rainbow Stripes. Isn't she beautiful? Very vibrant colors. It has a watercolor feel to it, to the strokes. And then we have the various size stripes going on with it. It is really pretty. It's really fun, playful. Everyone really liked this one. Second up, Blue Little Leaves. This is almost, I don't think I would call it necessarily periwinkle, but some might describe it as that. It's a little bluish, a little purplish bluish. And then the leaves here, there's little branches, and the leaves are even a lighter version of that, like a lighter blue. It's really feminine and simple, beautiful. Third, we have Midnight Petals. I love the movement of this one and the details and the pattern, the repeated patterns. So this black, just kind of like last year's cover of the neutral cover, it has it's almost like a blackish bluish, almost like a black blue. And then the lines, the outlines are a lighter blue, grayish color. Did I show you the back yet? Now that you've seen the covers, which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's open these guys up and take a closer look. We are starting in the weekly planner. Inside here, quick look, we have a pocket. Then let's look at those tabs. So pretty. Starting also with the paper, it is an improved paper. It is 120 GSM or 80 pounds. It is bright white and it has a little bit of a tooth to it. Both the weekly and daily both have the same front pages here. So let's go through those quick. First up is how to use this planner. Intentions versus goals. You can identify your values, then write down your intentions. People. Reminders. The reminders section is meant to help you plan for things that you don't want to put on your monthly spread yet. We have our year list and a yearly bucket list, and then a journaling prompt. What are your hopes for the year ahead? We have our 2023 calendar, holidays and observations, along with room to write your own. There are also 2 pages, I guess it would be 4 pages of blank pages right before the first monthly spread. Looking at the monthly spread, we have lined boxes, hallelujah. We have reminders, people reminders in your list, a grid box for notes or whatever next to your calendar, to-do boxes below that. We have a grayed out box for anything you want to do. Then you have your previous and next month's preview, followed by a quote on every month. Now we look at the weekly page. Walking through that, we have our intention box at the top, or our focus or reminders. Each day gets its own box. You have lines for your schedule and 3 boxes for day-specific things. The grayed out box is for your weekly reflection, or whatever you want to do with it, followed by some blank note space and grid space for lists or tracking things. And then there's 20 to-do boxes made into 2 columns. We go to our next week and our next week, and at the end of every month, we come to a reflection section. This section has changed from previous years. So now, instead of the 2-page reflection being on the spread, it's now on a front and back of 1 piece of paper. I will tell you why in a second here, but that adds 2 separate additional notes pages. So the first notes page is going to be a dot grid. With the second being a lined piece of paper, and that's right before the next month. So I changed putting the reflection on 1 page front and back because 2 reasons. 1, to add those additional notes pages, and 2, so that at the end of the year, if you don't want to keep your planner or you just want to keep the reflection, you can tear it out and you could bind it or staple it or somehow, put those together, and then you will have that without having it in your planner. Okay, then we move through back to monthly view, weekly, all the way until we get to our December reflection. And after the December reflection, directly after that, comes the yearly reflection. Okay, I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I really love this year-end reflection. And the reason why is because, along with some standalone questions about reviewing the year and going through your calendar and your monthly reflections, standalone questions, but then there's a couple questions in there where after you review your monthly your monthly reflection rather, you discuss if there's insights you have or kind of what the outcome was of things that you were feeling challenged or worried by. And then at the end, it's favorites of the year, which I think is really fun because at the end of every reflection month, there is these questions. I really love answering these questions. They're just kind of like quick and dirty type questions that I like to fill out. And so referring to those, then at the end of the year, you can put down what was your favorite. Next up, we have a 1-page next year calendar, quick calendar here, and it's meant to be a bridge between your planners of the year. So when things come up, you want to note things, vacations, concerts, plans, projects, whatever it is, you can put it there and have it ready to go once you get your next planner. Another thing you guys asked for is more notes pages, and boy did I deliver. Look at this. This is almost like a full notebook here. In fact, it's 62 pages, so you have your whole planner and all these pages. Another addition is the ribbon. So included is this ribbon, and also included is the bookmark as well. So you'll get that sent. So you'll have 2 things to fill in your spots. Now, one thing to note with this, look at the length of this ribbon. It is shorter, which was not intentional. I had asked my manufacturer to add length onto it so it could reach the corner and make it easier to open up your planner. Unfortunately, they did not do that, and so
we're kind of stuck with it this year. And so it's attached right there. If you don't like it, you can just snip it out. But I do think it's a nice little addition.
Next up, we have monthly planners. They come in 4 cover options. So the same cover as you just saw, with the addition of what the academic planner cover was, that polka dot. These are 6x8 and they're staple bound.
Get a closer look at these covers here. Opening up, the paper is that 80-pound paper, same in the planner, really nice, bright white, a little bit of tooth. You have your 2023 calendar, holidays and observations with some lines to add your own. And then in front of the first monthly spread is these notes pages. This is going to be between each monthly layout as well. And there's these little boxes right here. And they could function as 2 things. You can just view them as decorations, or you can use them as check marks. There's 25 per page. Moving on to the monthly spread, it's going to look very similar to the planners. So we have lined boxes, a grid space, previous and next month preview. Then in between each monthly spread is this notes page again. We move through the year. And after December, there's that notes with the to-dos. And then there's going to be 3 blank notes pages. 1, 2, 3.
Moving along, we have our mini notebooks. These will come in 6 color options. We have the 3 cover options. And then the covers from the academic line. Polka dot, the green striped, and then the white and Neami. I think that's how you say it. Probably general rule, you shouldn't name something that you can't pronounce or don't know how to pronounce. But I think it's a Neami. So these are measuring 5x7, and these are also staple bound.
Taking a closer look at the covers. Inside is the lined paper. The paper is the same as the planners, everything else, 80-pound, simple lines. Great for taking notes, throwing in your purse. There's 48 inner pages, and great gift too.
Next up, you've already seen these because these were launched with the academic launch, but we have our notepads. There's 4 notepad options that I will show you, but these are really nice. So they are fabric, the fabric backing, and then they're perforated. Anyways, you tear them off. These dimensions don't line up as nicely. They are 5 13/16 by 8 3/8 inches, to be exact. 4 different options, and I will show you those in the close-ups.
Okay, here's option 1, the daily option. These are linen and linen backings. It is hard backing, so it's really sturdy. So here's the daily. You have your schedule, you have a bunch of to-dos, a space for a daily top 3 or meals, whatever it is, and a little space at the bottom. Got your weekly, Monday through Sunday, along with lots of space for to-dos. And at the top, there's also space for your focus or intention, just like on the daily. Oh, I love this one. This is what I call Notes 1. It's just a perfect combination of lots of space for to-do notes along with space for notes. And then here is if you want to organize your to-dos as well into categories. You can write your category in those top grayed out boxes and then write the to-dos underneath. So there you go. Here's your 4 notepad options. People are really loving these.
And then just like last year, we have the sticky notes. So these are still available, although they are dwindling down. So we have the daily sticky notes and the weekly sticky notes. And they are 3M brand. Or they are on 3M brand sticky notes. So you know they are good. So that is a wrap for the 2023 launch of the yearly planners. It's been a long time in the making. They are the best ones yet. I'm really excited to get these into your hands, and I really can't wait to see what you guys are going to be doing with these. So thank you so much for coming along with me on this ride. This is my third official launch, and it is just a dream come true. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching this video, and I can't wait to hear what you think. Have a great day, everyone. And that leads me up to where we are today.